It's time to bring in Pat Pagano and take a look at the weather. Good morning, Pat.
And good morning, Marshall. Good morning, everybody. There are no changes to our weekend thinking, which goes all the way back to the beginning of the week. So the cool front, the real cool front, passed through earlier this morning. So now you not only feel the cooler air, but you feel the much, much drier air. And low 80s today with sunshine. For tonight, clear and cool, mid 50s, but some of the valleys could see upper 40s.
Oh, good. I'm not in a valley.
So you should be about 54, 55 degrees.
Right now it's 57. So I
There
can
you go.
so I can
You're
take
a little cooler.
I can take that. I can take that.
Okay.
But if 47, 10 degrees difference, then no, I can't take that.
I don't think 47, but I would say 48 or 49 in
And
some of the cooler valleys. Yep.
the minute you put that 4 in front of it, it makes it feel colder.
Yeah, well, in February, you'll be paying big bucks for the 4 in front of the temperature. Everything is relative, remember.
I do. I remember that.
Right. Everything is relative. Sunny to partly cloudy tomorrow, 75 to 80. Partly cloudy Sunday, 80 to 85. And cloudy with showers Monday, mid-70s. The models are all over the place with early next week. I mean, there's going to be a low scooting across the Ohio Valley. Initially, it looked like it would merge with the old front off the Carolinas and just send like a conveyor belt of moisture up this way Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, giving us a much-needed rain. Some of the modeling this morning is saying that low in the Ohio Valley is going to duck to our south and we'll be on the fringe and not get much at all. So I think the verdict is definitely out on that. We're just going to have to wait and see how it plays out over the weekend. But in the meantime, that's it. I say it's quiet, and I say quiet is nice. What do you say?
I think quiet is good. I think quiet is very good.
I think so.
So now, yesterday, every once in a while, Pat, when I'm home,
Yeah.
I get into a cooking jag. I don't know why, but yesterday, you know what I made in between 12 noon and 3 o'clock? I made a roasted chicken. I made a big pot of chili, and I made lasagna.
Gee.
Well, I'm all set for the next week for food, but I don't know what happens to me. Every once in a while, I just
You get on a cooking spree, huh?
it's like binge watching TV.
It's interesting because, when it's so warm like this, like I do like to bake, and there were some things I wanted to try. But it's so warm like this, I'm not putting the oven on, I said, you know what? It'll just have to wait until things get cooler. No doubt about it.
Well, anyways, that's what I did, and I did watch a movie, 2 movies. I watched 13 Lives, and I watched Elvis.
Elvis?
Elvis, ELVIS.
Oh, Elvis. Yeah, I heard mixed reviews on that.
I felt mixed on both of them. I watched them. I can't say they're memorable. I only rented them. I rent them at first, and if I like them, I buy them. I didn't buy either of these movies. The problem with 13 Lions with me, there was an excellent documentary made about a year after that happened, and if you saw that and then you watched the movie,
Yeah.
there was just too much of a difference.
Too much of a difference.
Yeah, because the documentary was much, much, much. It wasn't made for a movie. It wasn't made to be suspenseful. It was just all the facts and all the video. Everything was laid out. And now I thought the movie was okay, but yeah, so I have the documentary on that.
Okay.
And then the Elvis movie, it's okay, it's all right. But if you're gonna do an Elvis movie, you got to hit a home run, and I didn't think it was a home run.
Yeah, our guy Don saw that a few weeks ago. And I said to him, he's also a musician. And I said to him, what'd you think? He said, wasn't wild about it. So you're kidding? He goes, no. So I have to tell you right now, he goes, I wasn't wild about it. He said, had I known, he said I would have waited for it to come on TV. So you did the smart thing. You waited instead of pay whatever they. I don't even know what they charge at the movies now. Do
I
you?
think if you buy it, you mean at the movie theaters?
No, at the movie theaters.
No. I think it's most places. If you get it like an early bird special, it's like $8 or $9. But I think most places are $10, $12 for a ticket.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. $12, $13. Yeah,
I think,
exactly.
and everybody has to make money, so I have no problem paying that. I really don't. But with I settled into this thing with COVID where you see these releases come on the screen, and now I do the smart thing. I'll rent it for like $7, and if I like it, then I'll end up buying it.
Okay, smart thing.
Yeah.
Very smart thing.
Just
Yep.
just hang in there and do it. What can I
Yep.
say?
And what about Marshall? What about the CDC easing up all those restrictions? I mean, this is just what we were talking about last week. They said that you don't have to quarantine if you get COVID because 95% of Americans have either had COVID or have been vaccinated, so there's an immunity. And we kind of thought there was a herd immunity, so you don't have to quarantine, but they ask you to wear a mask for 10 days, and after 5 days they ask you to get tested. So I think it's reasonable. I'm still wearing a mask, Marshall. When I go into the supermarkets, places where there are crowds, I wear a mask. If I'm just going into the post office to get my mail, I don't feel it necessary. But otherwise, I'm wearing a mask. And I have two friends, and you know them from the movies. In fact, she played the lead in Hush Hush Sweet Charlotte, Jody and her husband Emmett. I asked them about this year's movie. They said, "You can give us a small part, but it's got to be outside." I said, "Excuse me, it's just got to be filmed outside. Otherwise, we don't want to go inside." I know what you think. I said, "But Emmett and Jody, you were at my cabin 2 weeks ago, and we were all in the kitchen playing Trivial Pursuit." "Oh yeah, but that was just a few of us." "Well, that's all there's going to be on the set." "Well, we would just appreciate that if we take the part, it'll be outside." What makes them think? And this goes for anybody who's listening out there who, thank God, has not had COVID or vaccinated. What makes them think that they are completely going to escape COVID? Because you're not. One way or another, you are going to get this. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind. Everybody's going to get COVID. And the thing that I think is even funnier, most people have had it and don't even know it.
Hmm.
And already have immunity to it. So I think that's really the state of it. But I just like the flu or anything else. Most people have had the flu at one time or another, and I think COVID's going to go the same way.
Well,
now, there's other. What do you think? You think I'm right?
Yeah, I think they're right. I think it's time. It's time. We learn to live with the flu. We'll learn to live with COVID. During flu season, most Americans take an extra precaution. Some don't. That's just the way it's going to be now. After 2.5 years, it's time to move on and treat it as something that you can't eradicate, but that you can treat.
That you could treat. And, it's funny because the first year of COVID, everyone wore masks. That winter, there was no flu. None. And the reason for it, because everybody wore masks. And, and people were moving around as much, for the holidays and stuff like that. So, again, that's a lesson to be learned. Come flu season, if you wear a mask, you could protect yourself from even getting the flu. So
I just think they're leaving it up to people. If you don't want to go to the movies or a Broadway play or a play anywhere, and you don't want to wear and you want to wear a mask, wear the mask.
Right.
If you don't want to go in because you're afraid, well, don't go in because you're afraid.
Right.
I mean, just leave it like that.
And that's it. That's the way it goes. You're right.
Yeah.
And that's the way the weather goes. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. Enjoy it. No rain, low humidity. You're looking at 75 to 80 tomorrow, 80 to 85 on Sunday. And, of course, today will be nice, too. Good deal of sunshine, a few clouds around, but much less humid. And the highs will be in the low 80s. Marshall, it's weather like this is so rare, especially at this time of the year.
So and you're didn't get any more comments from people about the picnic?
No, nope, not at all. You know, it is what it is. I will, like I said, I will go. Um, I'll have my lunch. I will walk to the studio. I will work there. Go back to the cabin. Um, Stay with Shirley a little while. Feed her, walk her. Come back and have dinner. Hang out for a little while, and then go back to the cabin. That's what I'll do.
And do they have watermelon and corn at the cob, stuff like that?
They do have that. Yeah, they have that. Italian ices later in the day. They have Italian ices, and then at 10 o'clock, they bring in I don't know how many pizzas. Guy comes and delivers pizza. Most of the people at that point are dancing and or tipsy
That's what I'm saying.
by that time.
It doesn't matter by that time. All right. Well, we will check with you on Monday,
Monday, we'll have a review of the picnic.
and we'll take a look at that wacky weather forecast.
That's correct.
All right, Pat. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too. Be safe.
Take
Bye-bye,
care.
Moshe.
Bye-bye. Pat Pagano this morning in the Weather Center with a check on our tri-state forecast here on the Breakfast Club on Robin Hood Radio.